Good morning to all and welcome to our YouTube channel Gnan Manjari Modern School. So, in the previous videos or previous lectures, we have started the chapter number or lesson number 16, that was water a precious resource. So, lesson number 16, water a precious resource. So, in this lesson, we have seen about the water. We all know that without water, no living being can live. Okay? Without water, there is no life on the earth. So, in this chapter, now I will take from the first to the flashback of the lesson. That first we have seen was the introduction of this chapter. So, in the introduction, we have seen that about 97% of water is in, let me write here, 97% of water is in the ocean. Oceans, okay, and it cannot be used in our daily life or in anything, because it is salty in nature. So, the ocean water or sea is salty water, so we can't use this, and the 2% of water on the earth is on the glaciers in the form of ice. Glaciers in the form of ice, so that also we can't use, and only 1% of water or 1% of fresh water is there that we used in our daily life. So, in the introduction, we have seen that 97% of water on the earth is in the oceans, and it is salty water, so we can't use it, and 2% of water is in the form of ice in the glaciers, and 1% of fresh water is there that we used in our daily life. Okay, students, so this we have seen in introduction. Then after, the second point was forms of water. So, forms of water. We all know there are three forms. First, solid, liquid, and gas. So, these are the three forms or three states. So, in the forms of water, we have seen that the liquid form of water is known as water only. Okay, students, and then when it is cooled, when the water is cooled at less than 0 degrees Celsius, then it forms its solid state, and which is known as ice. Okay, students, when the water is cooled at less than 0 degree Celsius, then it forms its solid state, and the solid state is known as ice. Okay, when the water is heated at more than 100 degree Celsius. Okay, so the boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. So the water is boiled and forms its gas state, and this gas state is known as water vapor. So these are the forms of water, and these are the forms of water: solid, liquid and gas. Means in solid the water is known as ice, in liquid the water is water, and in the gas state the water is water vapor. So in the forms of water we have seen this. Now next we have seen was water cycle. So what is water cycle? Water cycle. Okay students, in the previous video or previous lecture we have seen the water cycle, that in the summer season the water of the sea is evaporated and forms the cloud, and due to the low pressure in the sea, okay, it travels towards due to the high pressure in the sea, it travels to the low pressure and it travels to the on the land and falls as rain. And when it falls as rain in the areas like mountains, the river is formed, and in between rivers the dams are built so that we can conserve the water. And this whole water, after use, the last water goes back to the sea. So this is the whole water cycle. Okay, so next we have seen was sources of water. Sources of water. So in this we have seen the main two types of sources. First was surface water, and second was underground water. Underground water. So what is the, first of all, what is the surface water? So the surface water means which we can see with our naked eye, like in the rivers, in the dams, in the ponds or in the sea. That is all the surface water which we can see with our naked eyes. And what is underground water? So the underground water means the water which is in the soil. Okay, and this is taken out from the help of pump, or in Gujarati we all know that dars are there. With the help of dars, this underground water is pulled out and it is used. And how is the underground water formed? When it rains, the ground absorbs the water. At 50% of water is absorbed by the ground and it is mixed with the soil and it forms the underground water. Okay students, so this in the sources of water we have seen this surface water and underground water. So next it was uses of water. So uses of water. So we all know that in your textbook the uses of water is divided into 3 points. First was agriculture uses, then it was domestic use, and the third was industrial use or commercial use. So in the agriculture, your textbook there is 90% of fresh water, means 97% of water on the earth is in the form of oceans and seas, 2% of water is in the form of ice in the glaciers and poles, and 1% of fresh water that we used in our daily life. Out of that 1% of water, from it 90% of water is used in our agriculture purposes and domestic use. Like the domestic use of water is like washing, bathing and drinking and all the things that we do commonly or daily in our life, that is domestic use. And the third was industrial or commercial use. So the commercial use means at the public place there is water that is for drinking or washing or anything else. At the public place this use of water is known as commercial use. And in industrial use, the water which is used for the industrial purpose, like there are some industries which is highly depend on the water, like dyeing industry for the coolant, and all the industries which is depend on the water, this water used for that is known as industrial use of water. So in the uses of water we have seen that. Second, we have seen the natural distribution of water in India. Natural distribution of water in India. So in this we have seen that how is the water or the rain or the rivers which is distributed in all the India. Like there are some rivers in the northern part and which fulfills the water in the northern states. Some rivers are in the eastern, then it fulfills the water for the eastern states, and some of the rivers are in the southern part of the India and which fulfills the southern part of the Indian states, and some rivers are in the western part of the India and it fulfills the western part of states of India. Okay, so this is the whole natural distribution of water in the India. We all know that in the Tamil Nadu it rains starts in the winter season. I have told why it is start, and I have told this in the previous or in last video, that how it is how the rain is fall in the Tamil Nadu in the winter season. Okay, so next we have seen was scarcity of water. Scarcity of water. So scarcity of water, we all know that we have seen in this that due to increasing population the scarcity of water is there, and due to the urbanization there is also the scarcity of water. These are the some main points. And next was increasing industry, means if the increasing in industry will increase, the use of water will also increase, so the scarcity of water is there. And next was deforestation. So due to deforestation also the water crises are there, due to this scarcity of water is there. And the next point was agriculture activities, due to that also the scarcity of water increases. And the last point was human interference, that we use water and waste the water, due to that also the scarcity of water increases. Okay, so up to here in previous videos or previous lectures we have seen introduction, forms of water, water cycle, sources of water, uses of water, natural distribution of water in India, scarcity of water. Now the last point of your chapter is how to conserve the water. Now we will see that. So, conservation of water. Conservation of water. So, in this we will see some of the techniques or some of the storage of water uses, or how it is used in our daily life. We will see how the water is conserved. Okay, so in the first we will see the agriculture. In the agriculture, let's see, this is an farm. Okay, so this is a farm. So we have planted the plants over here. So we have planted some of the plants over here, and the use of deep irrigation method. So there is a pipe over here. So there is a pipe. Okay, students, and where there is a plant, here is one hole. So here, here, and where there is a plant, there is a small hole in the pipe, due to which these whole pipes are connected. These whole pipes are connected with the main line of water, and the line is on, and drop by drop the water is irrigated in the plants, and due to this the water is conserved. So we should use the deep irrigation methods in the farms or at the homes that we have planted the trees. Okay, students, so we should use the deep irrigation method for the conservation of water for the agriculture use, and we can also save the rainwater. So how the rainwater is first of all saved or harvested? So in the when I have teach you the water cycle, that all the sea water is in the summer evaporated and forms the cloud, and this cloud travel towards the land side and it rains, and due to the mountains and all, the rivers are formed, and in between we built a dam or lake or pond or anything, and due to this the water is conserved. When if we build a dam in between the river, the water is conserved. So this is the first technique or the use that we can store the storage of water, the rainwater. And the next is at our home. Suppose here this is our home, this is the terrace, and this is our home, here is the gate. So this is a home. So this is the terrace of home, and the builder has built a terrace like this, that all the water flows in the one direction. Here the level of the that here will the level will be more, so that all the waters will flow here, and here it gives a pipe, drainage pipe, from where all the terrace water is gone. But if we put this pipe in our main tank, we all have built a water tank, underground water tank in our all homes, underground water tank. So this water is then conserved, okay, and then we can also use this water for drinking purpose, but we have to just purify it or boil it, so that some harmful bacteria get died and the water can be used for drinkable purpose. So this is some of the conservation of water techniques. Okay, now let's see some of the book points, your textbook points. Okay, so here in the page number 196, water was once considered an inexhaustible natural resource. In the current scenario, water is rapidly becoming scarce owing to the careless and uncontrolled use of water. We need to actively conserve water in order to ensure that we do not face a situation where there is almost no fresh water available on the earth. Some water saving practices are discussed below. Fresh water can be conserved by preventing pollutions of water bodies, wastage of household, factories and industries, and from commercial buildings. Such should be treated properly before disposing them. We should also avoid throwing solid wastes into water bodies. Factories and commercial establishments should be regulated. The use of water also be recycled for the various purposes. With factories, a great amount of water is wasted during flood. Dams, reservoirs and embankments should be built across water bodies such as rivers and streams to control the flow of water and to restore water for the various purposes. Means we should recycle the water. We all know there is one country, I don't remember I think that is Malaysia. In the Malaysia, a single drop of water is not wasted. all the water in whole Malaysia is recycled. There is a big plant in the Malaysia, in that the water is recycled. Okay, and in the Bhavnagar there is one Excel company. In that also the water is recycled. I have see that. So we should recycle the water. A large amount of water can be saved by improving method of irrigation. Several modern methods such as drip irrigation method. So I have told about that in only 2 minutes ago. Should be implemented. Farmers should also avoid planting water intensive crop in water scarce area. Means farmers should not farm the plant which needs more water in the areas where there is no water or scarcity of water. Rainwater harvested refers to the practice of collecting rainwater during the monsoon season on the roof of the house and stored it in the underground tanks for later use for the rest of the year. This water can be used for almost domestic purpose. It can also be boiled and filtered for drinking. I have told this technique, and there is a figure also in page number 197. I have not drawn the perfect figure. I just draw to so that you can understand that water can also be saved in our home by preventing wastage of water. Several small tanks such as promptly fixing leaks and drip taps, using a bucket instead of a shower, turning off tap while brushing teeth and washing hands go a long way in saving domestic water. Household water can also be recycled for various purposes. For example, water for cleaning utensils or washing cloth can be used for gardening and cleaning floors. So these are some of the techniques for the conservation of water. So here our chapter is over, which is lesson number 16, water a precious resource. So please write down your today's homework. If there is any doubt, we can discuss in our school group. Okay, please note down your today's homework. So, your today's homework, the question number 1. Homework. So, in the page number 199, there is an textual exercise. In that question number 1, which is MCQ, you have to find out the answers only. And question number 2, that is fill in the blanks. And in this also you have to find out the answers only. And question 3, that is name the following. In this also you have to find out only answers. And the last, that is question number 4, that is question answers. Question answers. So just you have to find out all the 12 questions answers. Okay, you have to find out all the 12 question answers answer in your textbook, and just write down in your homework any of the 6. So you just have to find out all the answers of MCQ. Don't have to submit in your homework, just have to find out the answers. If you don't know, in the next video I am giving the answers. You have to just verify of MCQ, FB, and name the following, and also the question answers. Okay, and you just have to write down any of these 6 answer and submit in your respective groups. Just write down question. There is 12 question answers. Out of 12, only 6 you have to write down and submit in your respective groups. Don't take pictures of the all the things and don't submit that. You have to only write down and submit only 6 of the question answer in your homework, and in the next video I will say the answer, and you just have to verify your answer that it is correct or not. Okay, up till then stay safe, stay home. Okay, bye students.